And welcome back to another high vibe channeling session. This one for March 5th, 2026. And today we get a return trip. She's been with us now three times, I believe.
Yeah, this
And
makes
that,
today makes three.
yep. And Yvonne Bonamici is back to bring us her higher self, Eve. And we've thoroughly enjoyed all of these. And she started her channeling journey in automatic writing, has been channeling for over 20 years so far. And she started doing videos in the early 2020s. She has an extensive Seth background, and um, Eve likes to respond to questions. So, and she's not real fond of questions about our linear reality. So we can find out more about Yvonne on our YouTube channel, Yvonne Buonamici, and on her Facebook group, Eve Speak. Take it away, Yvonne, and thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. I did want to say that I friended, I think, two of the people from this group so far. If you want to be on Eve Speak, you have to first you have to friend me on Facebook, and then you have to request it. It's a closed group. Um, Really, I'm not sure why Tracy, who is my co-administrator of that group, wanted it to be closed when we first opened it because of things like happened, people come in and they're just jerks or whatever, and she'd had some trouble with that in the past. But basically, all that Eve Speak does is let you know when there's been a new channeling posted, and you can find that, of course, by just going to the YouTube channel, which is open, and I've not had any problems there. But if you're interested in being part of You Speak, you have to ask to be part of it. Okay, the first thing tonight is Eve is wondering or asking if any of you have played with time, because the last time she was here, she talked a lot about time and gave some examples of maybe exercises you could do. And we're curious to find out if any of you have played with that, and if so, what your results were. So nobody yet?
Well, I don't know about really played with it. I mean, I think I'm more cognizant of it when I'm doing the things that I really enjoy. Um, I know that I don't age as fast because I'm not aging in linear time when you're engaged in your passions.
Yeah, very good. Okay, then let me get her and we'll proceed. I don't know what she's going to talk about tonight. Yes, we are here. We have been watching you in the background, so to speak. Now, tonight, we will be speaking with you about a variety of things, all of which have to do with war. We have chosen this to speak to you about because of what has been going on in your linear reality. And we understand that, one moment, please, there is a rush of energy coming in. This topic is obviously a hot one for those of you who are here tonight. Mm. In any event, we have spoken once before briefly uh, in a different group about war, and we have said that there is only one war. All the wars since the beginning of time are the same war. There is only one. And we say this because first of all, as you know, time is not linear, but because war is a concept, it is part of your exploration of the concept of aggression. Now, when you think of aggression, most people consider aggression to be mm, of a male energy. It is interesting to us that so many of you divide your energies into male and female, which of course is simply a decision that humankind has made. In reality, there is no such division. But there are so many ways to look at your concepts. There was one who was talking about concepts at this particular group a while back. And what was said is true. Everything will come to you first as an idea, as a concept, and then you will choose how you wish to materialize it. You see, now aggression, mm, some separate aggression from mm, a lesser type of forward movement or thrust. But we say to you that these are more or less the same, since you cannot divide uh, male and female concepts. You can't do that. So assertiveness is a part of aggression. Now, we believe that most of you do not understand the extent to which aggression plays in your reality. Of course, you think generally of aggression as something negative, like war or anger, frustration, or some type of criminal activity is aggressive or forceful, someone attempting to do something against you. But this is not true. We would like you to consider how many things in your reality come from aggression, which we would define as a thrusting, a thrust, yes? So even when, for example, a plant grows up. You have planted some seeds, and it must have poked through the shell and then through the soil or the earth and then become a plant. Well, you see, this is aggressive. If it were not, the plant would not grow. It would not get past the seed. It has to thrust through. Mm, there are other forms of aggression that are so important to your planet and to the way that you live your physical reality. Mm, for example, parenting may be considered to be a form of aggression, as you would consider yourself to have power over your children. Even when you are teaching them in a gentle manner, you are holding yourself in a form of power. You think of yourself as having some small or large, depending on your personalities, amount of aggression. You have an amount of power over your children. Now, power, of course, it is easy to see, is a form of aggression, and one that in these days, if we may, is foremost in your news with the war that is going on in the Middle East. You say, well, why is this happening? Well, because it is about power, people who want power and who are in power. So this is easily identified as aggression. But we say there are many other forms of aggression. Sexual behavior, for example, is aggressive. And you may say, oh, no, 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 that's love, that's not aggression. But it is because you are mm, uh, coming together in a way that is a push forward, and that is aggression. So we would like you to consider that and to think of other ways that aggression may play in your lifetime and how you manipulate it. We would suggest that you take a pen and pencil or whatever and write down perhaps all of the things you can think of in your life that are aggressive. Mm, yes. Of course, as with any concept, there are degrees. You have As we have spoken of before, reality is on a huge continuum of behaviors and concepts that from a very mm, mild, things such as breathing, all the way to torture. There's just so much that can be covered. And we suggest that if you look closely at these things, you will find that there are many more that lean on aggression than you might at first think. Mm, Without it, yes, yes, we wish to go about the reasons for this. Without aggression, you would not even be able to be born, you see, because birth is an aggressive action. It is a thrusting outward. It is a way mm, to uh, begin to understand. Well, yes, to forget as well, because to be born and to develop your personalities, you must forget a great deal of who you actually are in order to be one with the reality that you are entering, in order to understand it and to learn and to become part of this reality. You must forget so much of who you are. Now, this brings us also to death, which was our original idea for tonight's meeting, was to discuss death. Now, death is also aggressive behavior because you are thrusting yourself into what you think is somewhere new. You're going somewhere new when you pass over, but you're not going anywhere new. You have died, all of you, many, 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 many times. And so you see, there will not be much that is new when you pass over. In fact, for the great majority of you, this will be a coming home and you will be happy to be there. But there are those that will need assistance, and this is part of what you do in your energetic forms, your non-physical forms, is to help those who are, for example, now with these wars that are going on. They are unexpectedly and rapidly pulled out of physical reality. And many of them, due to their beliefs, will be confused. And part of what you do is you help them. You can explain to them that they have passed over and that all is well, or you can put on, what shall we say, put on dramas. Many people who pass over have specific ideas about what they think they will encounter. You see, they might think they're going to see Christ or Buddha, or have 75 virgins waiting for them, or whatever their belief system may be. They may think that they are in hell for a short period of time. So you can take on these different personas to assist them in understanding where they are and what is going on. At the same time, you see, their loved ones will also be in trauma because of this sudden loss. For example, let's say you were to die in a car accident unexpectedly. Well, of course, it is not unexpectedly because you have chosen it. But again, we speak in terms that we feel will be easier for you to understand. Now, when this happens, you see, your loved ones are bereft. And so they also will need some form of energy to come to them and help them through their grief. And now, this is another thing that you perform. The one called Christiana was speaking the last time we were here about being in a very long sleep and wondering what was going on with her energetic self during this time period. And this is one of those things you see that you can do and do to assist those who are they don't necessarily need to be close to you. It doesn't need to be a relative or a close friend or anything because the energies all communicate with each other. So your energetic self will know and understand when someone is in need of assistance. This was also very prominent during what you call the 911 or the 9/11 uh, catastrophe, if you want to call it that. When that event happened, many, many, many of you were assisting those who were passing over. And this was greatly appreciated, you see. So we wish you to think about the concepts that you have and how they are related to each other. That there's nothing that occurs that is not related to something else. And there's nothing that occurs for only one reason. Now, we spoke about war being related to power, that there are those, but this is not the only thing. When you think about any of your actions, you will find that there are many reasons for all of them, any particular one of them. Never, ever, ever is there only one reason for any action that you take. Mm, let us go back to war for a moment and say, okay, you have the reason of power, people wanting power. You have financial reasons. You have heroism, for example. You may have for some, this would be a way to depart Earth with a sense of heroism or glory, that their families would be proud of them. They can say, look, my son or daughter was so heroic. And this gives them a sort of peace, type of peace that they can say, in the one hand, it was wasteful, but on the other hand, it was heroic, you see. So again, any action you take, and we've used this example before, but we will repeat it. Even so simple a thing as going to the grocery store. Let's say you walk out of the house and you're walking to the corner store. You will find it is not just that there's something you need to purchase, that is the reason for your going there, but there will be exercise on your part. There will be monetary ramifications for you, money that you are spending, money that you are giving. The store is making, which affects the banks, et cetera, et cetera. It goes out. You may meet someone on your walk to the store that either you know or you have not known until this particular point. So again, you can take any action that you make and see that there will be mm, there will be like a whole circle around that action. There will be so many ramifications to it. And this is something that we believe will aid you in your day to day before you choose an action or when you choose an action, to think about what the ramifications of this are. How many things are you impacting? How many people are you impacting? All right, we will take a moment here and see if there are questions at this point.
Yes, thank you very much for that. Now, in my understanding on aggression, I know some animals can use that in a more violent way, we will say, and that usually is stress release or something like that. But in general, they use it only within their confined roles to secure food or territory, things of that nature. Is that correct?
Oh, well, yes, we would say that is correct to a degree. They also use it for mating. There are many species that come together only to mate and then they go off and they live individually. But during that period of mating, they may be quite aggressive. One or the other, the male or the female, may become hurt during that exchange. However, yes, generally, it is used. You may say violence, but we do not say that. We merely say that is the way they are made. This is the natural way for them to behave. Now, there are those, yes, yes, this one is reminding us of the elephants. And there are times when humankind has interfered, uh, and so the animal may become aggressive either because of the way it was treated, or, for example, there was a study done on a group of adolescent elephants. Their parents had all been killed, and they had no one to lead them. So they became very aggressive, and they would push down trees and stampede around and all of that stuff because they had no way to learn or know how they were supposed to behave. Now, this could be considered aggression, certainly, because of the damage that they were doing. But on the other hand, you can look at it as simply as chaos. Now, you may or may not want to put the term chaos in line with the way you think of aggression. But aggression is often chaotic. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you very much. I
You're
appreciate that.
welcome. Is there another?
Yes, Anita?
Yes, thank you so much, Eve, for this interaction.
You're so
Um,
welcome.
yeah, I wanted to go back to something that you said about the ramifications of this war. Um, I would like to know what are the ramifications of this war for my country that I'm living in, the United States.
You want to know what the ramifications are?
Yes, or what will um, you know, happen because of this war.
Well, again, we say that it's impossible to give you one answer because you are all living in your own construction. So
Mhm.
there are an infinite number of possibilities. But when we look at probable reality, and we have talked about, yes, yes, this one interrupts us so frequently. Uh, we spoke at the beginning of the Ukrainian war. And we believed at that time that this war would not last even a year. We thought it would be quite short, and that there would not be all of what has occurred since then. But you see, that was the probability at the time. And it did not occur. You all chose to move into, or this one chose to move into a different probability. Now, this is the same with the wars that are going on in the Middle East right now. There will, in almost every probable reality, there will be, of course, loss of loved ones. There will be financial ramifications. And these can change quite a bit and can be different in different realities. In some realities, the financial ramifications are to many quite positive because there will be more jobs creating mm, war machines, tanks and bombs and this and that. And there will also be a high probability of your day-to-day costs continuing to increase. There will be groups forming to assist each other on a physical plane. That is a high probability as well. Protests, more and more protests within the United States and other countries as well. We would say France, for example, Great Britain, for example. Uh, these will, mm, it's probable that these will continue to be flare-ups and protests. And with this, you have more probability for aggression. And this has been seen in the United States and in Great Britain already, that there are those who are wielding their power uh, uh, because they can. right? They don't think rationally whether this is a good or bad action. They are simply filled with the feeling of aggression and power, and they wish to thrust it outward, and so they attack innocent people. But again, because this is something that we have not yet touched on, but uh, when you look at these activities, you must remember that everyone involved has agreed for their own reasons. Now, if you took this to the extreme, your society would fall apart because you could never blame anyone for anything. And the blame game is big with humans, yes, to say, well, this person was robbed, and so we must go to court and we must take this individual and decide if they are guilty or not and put them in jail, etc. But if you believe that everybody agreed, then you can't do that. There's no reason to do that. You can't say, well, this person is guilty of such and such, and so he must be punished, because you just say, well, the person he robbed agreed to it, so there is no crime. There is no action, you see, and then your entire legal systems would fall apart. And many would not have jobs anymore, and there could be chaos. Um, so it is not possible for us to give you specific ramifications other than to say that whatever ramifications you experience will be ones that you have agreed for your own reasons to experience, to either look at from afar with no direct mm, no heavy direct effect on you. For example, you may not lose a loved one during this conflict, or it may come right up to your front door, which is happening now to many immigrants in the United States, where the conflicts, the urge for power, the desire to feel oneself to be omnipotent uh, in a physical sense has been the cause of a great deal of discomfort, anger, etc., going on in the country now. So we wish we could give you more specifics, but we simply cannot.
Um, Related to this, is there a higher or lower probability of the war continuing for a year or more?
We would say at this point in your time, the probability is high that this will continue for quite some time. Now, the degree to which it will continue is malleable, yes. Mm, it will probably mm, it will probably not continue at the same level that is going on now, but it is probable that strikes will continue. It may well, it already has spilled over to other countries, but this may continue. Mm, Again, it is very, yes, yes. Uh, We would say that perhaps a medium would be someone better to discuss these sorts of things with, as often mediums are more in touch with individual probabilities than we are. Since, yes, one moment. Okay, hold on. Yes, this is Argus. We come to tell you that no harm will come to you individually during any of your actions or reactions. We come to tell you again and again that you are safe. We come to let you know that all probabilities will play out.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Ludston?
Yeah, I'm having some video difficulty. So hello, Eve
Yes.
and Yvonne. As far as the war goes, is it, we understand there are always underlying issues going on. Does this war have anything to do with ancient technology, portals in Iran, in that
Yes.
area of the world?
Yes, it most certainly does.
Okay,
Uh,
thank you.
you're very welcome. Is there more from anyone?
Yes, I'm curious what form does aggression take in the non-physical realms?
It doesn't.
So there's no thrusting in non-physical, it just synchronicity and manifests automatically?
Mm, we would say mostly yes. There is, of course, um, interaction, which we have explained, and you may consider that an aggression or not, depending on how you wish to define it. If you are passing over and you need assistance, and an energetic entity comes to assist you, would that be aggression? We would say no, but it could be considered that because it is interacting, implying we're looking for the word. It is uh, coming to you. mm, we won't say non requested because it would be an agreement. It would be requested, but not in the same way as say this one calls one of you on the telephone and says, "Oh, I need help. Would you?" It doesn't happen that way. It is that the energy recognizes that your energy needs assistance, and so it comes to you. In non-physical forms. mm, in energetic forms, there is recognition of one another. There is a recognition. And we have spoken of this before in terms of only a portion of a non-energetic energy, only a portion comes to you, such as we who are speaking through this one now. It is only a portion of us that is speaking. The rest of our energy is elsewhere doing other things. But if your energy is in a similar vibration, we may recognize you. We may acknowledge you, you see. But there is not. Mm, there's not, oh, okay, this one is talking about the War of the Angels. You know, there is a myth in, we believe it is Christianity, perhaps in others, where they say, oh, there were all these angels and they did something that displeased God. And so they were thrust out of heaven, you see, and they became mm, bad angels or dark angels, or some are warriors, they're known to be warriors, or etc., or they were cast into hell, or but there are so many myths, you see, and we are saying that is exactly what these are. They are myths to help to explain to those on earth some of the conundrums that they have. There is not a place in the non-physical where you are judged. We go back to this again. There is no judgment. And so even if there were, and we are not aware of them, but as we have said before, we are still learning. There are things we do not know, but we have not experienced or been aware of any type of aggression in the non-physical. Now, there are entities, alien entities that are exist in the non-physical sense that visit physical realities go around from one planet to another, from one civilization to another, that many may see as aggressive. They may say this particular race is aggressive and wanting to take over the human race or steal our planet or whatever. And again, we tell you it depends on how you look at it. This is not actually true. They may appear to be aggressive to you. That is your interpretation, but they are not. They are simply mm, doing what they do. They are being who they are, just as you are being who you are. And when you look at the actions of humankind, you can divide them any way you want. You can say, oh, humankind is sweet and kind and loving and will help whoever comes. Or you can say they are aggressive and mean and angry and all they want to do is kill each other. You see, there's uh, it's the way that you interpret it. It's how you focus your belief systems. But we are not aware in the non-physical reality that we are speaking about when you pass over. We are not aware of any aggression.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're
That makes a lot of sense. Anita?
Yes. Thank you again for this interaction, Eve.
you're very
Um,
welcome.
uh, Going back to what Clydestone had said about the reasons for this war and the portals, could you explain or expound on that a little more?
Yes, we can a little bit. Again, we are speaking about the probabilities of what you consider to be your physical reality in the moment. Because
Yes.
again, there will be innumerable answers to this question. But at this particular time, and always we have to put this in quotes, right? But at this particular time, there are alien resources in several different places on your planet, in your planet, as well as on your planet. There's a huge one in Alaska. There's one in Saudi Arabia. There's one very, very, very far south where the weather is very cold. But there is one underneath Iran. And so even though many in the military, and including the president, are unaware of this or believe it to be a myth of some sort, those who know about it uh, don't wish to allow this to be out in the open, to belong to certain countries. Uh, they feel we are not yet ready to have the technology available to us. As you may know, little bits and pieces of what you would term alien technology have been released to a small group of powerful people, not necessarily in governmental positions. You see, we are looking for the term. We think it may be, I think this one says it is shadow government. There are governments that control to a large degree what is presented as a legitimate government to the people, right? So you may have a president, a chancellor, an emperor, whatever is the name of the leader in any given country, and they are not necessarily as powerful as they would like you to think. They are not in the know as much as one might think they are. Many of well, most, we would venture to say all of them, are not aware of much that is going on behind the scenes. Yes, they are not necessarily aware of all of the alien contacts that have taken place. They're not aware of where the bases are. But there are those who are aware, who are in contact, who are allowed, if you will, to bring bits and pieces of what they are learning to the general population. Mm, Again, this will vary depending on what country you are in, what century you are talking about, what country, what leader, what scientific advances have been made, and what the desire for future advances in technology are.
Mhm.
Does this help you?
Yes, it does. Thank you. Thank you very much. I
Very
appreciate it.
welcome.
And I have another question about that. I know Bashar has mentioned that when open contact occurs, our current president will not be part of that. Is the war going to wrap up before our open contact and our related timelines?
Well, again, if you wish it to, then it will in your reality. Uh, we would say, in terms of probability, no. Uh, at this point, now this can change always, it can change. But at this point, we would say no, the war will continue. And one of the reasons that will be given for open contact is yes, the expression is enough is enough. Yes, so they will want to stop it. The one who is president of the United States, excuse me, at this time, will have very little power over that. Will not be able to make any decision. And there is also a high probability that by the time that happens, he will have departed physical reality.
Sounds promising. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
And we do appreciate your time and your wisdom. Can you explain a little bit more about Argus, please, who was kind enough to join us for a moment?
Oh, yes, that was surprising. We were not expecting him. Argus is to us as we are to this one. You see, he rarely speaks, he rarely comes through. But he has, yes, yes, he's speaking to us. He is feeling that at this time in your physical experience, the fear is sweeping planet-wide. There is so much fear, and this is very inhibiting, you see, and it's sad in your terms. Fear and anger both are ways that humankind deals with sadness. And so right now, mm, the planet, not the physical planet itself, but all of the people on the planet are having a great deal of fear. And so there is an aura of sadness surrounding the earth. Mm, Argus wishes you all to understand that this is not necessary, that you are safe and you have chosen what you will experience. So he would like, one moment. It is imperative, if you wish to change what is going on in your governments and in your wars, that you rid yourself of this fear, that you understand that you are safe and there is nothing to be afraid of. So this, we believe, was his purpose for coming through for such a short period of time.
Well, that was very helpful, and we are very pleased that Argus chose to come into our group. It is certainly a nice gift for us.
Yes.
Anyone
Do
else? It looks like that is all of the questions for this evening, Eve. Thank you so much for adding your energy and gifting us with your wisdom and your presence. Do you have a parting message for us, please?
Well, always our message is that you create your reality, that you determine where your focus will be. Um, there are those who have asked us, how do we change our focus? How do we do that? Again, we say, well, you just make the decision. Like when you go to sleep, your focus just changes because you have made that decision. Mm, so it is not that we can give you an exercise to say, oh, you wish to change your focus, eat a piece of broccoli and for 20 minutes. We can't tell you that. You have to determine that on your own. But we will say that each and every one of you is a gift to yourself and a gift to the universe, and that you are all creators. You cannot not create. That's perhaps the huge message for all of you. You cannot not create. It is what you are. You are a consciousness, and consciousness creates. We are happy to be here, and we wish you all a fond good evening.
Thank you so much.
That seemed short. Was it short?
It's 7 minutes till 8.
Oh, I guess not all that
It was
short.
50 minutes. No.
Okay. That
7 minutes till 9.
Well, yeah, depending on where you're at.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's
we
time
are
I
all over
always
our
forget
world.
that.
we are in Central Time. I am, and Ray is, and Cledston is. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, Heidi's on the West Coast. Everybody else is on the East Coast except for you
We're
and
Central Time.
Gladstone.
We are
Oh,
Central Time as well.
okay. I keep on forgetting you're in that weird part of Alabama.
I think all of Alabama
All
is
of
central,
Alabama is Central Time.
and all of Alabama is weird.
I'll try to remember
Yvonne,
both
uh,
of those.
um, Eve and Argus had very good, very profound things to say.
Oh, I'm glad
Um,
to hear that.
yeah,
Yes,
it,
thank you.
it was really, really good. Uh, so thank you. Thank you for bringing them through.
You're very welcome. I'm really surprised that Argus came, but I'll listen to this again when it's posted and see what he said.
It
He,
it's unusual because he described himself as, or Eve described him as doing, coming through Eve, like Eve is coming through you.
yes, that I do know
So
and
I
recall.
never thought of that concept. Um, that was very interesting.
Yeah, she has said, I think she might have said it once here, and you may not have been here, but she has always said that um, energies are, she doesn't like the term hierarchy, but that it continues as you, so Eva's, to me, she's all of my lives and all of her lives, and Argus is all of my lives, all of Eve's lives, all of his own lives, and then there would be one energy above Argus that would be all of Argus's lives and all, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that it just continues on. And each time you learn more, which is I don't want to say pet peeve because that's not applicable, but maybe in my terms that would be a pet peeve of many who come through channels, that people assume they know everything. They think they're omnipotent, right? Like, oh, here's somebody from the energetic world. They must know everything. And she said, no, they don't. They don't.
Right.
They're learning just like we're learning. So that assumption is, I don't want to say irritating. It's hard for me to find words sometimes that are not so enmeshed in human uh, connotations, right? But anyway,
I think you do really well for being a human, Yvonne.
thank you. Oh, I see Heidi has joined us. Hi, Heidi.
I completely agree with you. I know exactly what you're saying.
Thank you.
And if no one has anything else, we'll go ahead and put a wrap on this one. Anyone? Bueller?
I'm curious if Heidi in particular has played with time in the interim.
What do you mean?
Well, I remember that last time we were here, Eve gave you some suggestions for things you could do to slow down or speed up time. And I was just, and she was curious, but I was curious if you played with that at all in the interim. And if so, what the results have been.
Ah, I can't believe I forgot to do that. I'm disappointed that I forgot to do that.
Yeah. I'll use
Okay.
it next time I go to the DMV, I guarantee you.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's all in your head though, and because right now, since I retired, um, I love traffic.
Oh, you do?
So it's like, now that I don't have a 9 to 5, it's not now I see why we old people take their time driving. It's like, oh, I don't have anywhere to go, so I'm gonna take my time.
Yeah, yeah.
So now time is different. Time is just different now. So it's
Mhm.
you know, eye opening. I could have done that even when I was working, but
I remember now it was find ways to play to pass the time. And I was just, this isn't, this isn't me doing what Eve suggested. Well, I guess it is. Because I was talking to my coworker today and just saying, we have to make what we're doing fun. If we can't be following our highest excitement in our jobs, then just make your job fun.
Yeah, very
Mhm.
good. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh, you're welcome. I just am I'm always curious what other people have to offer about stuff like that because I'm sure that I'm going to get tips, things to help me by listening to what y'all are doing. Okay, excuse me one moment. I need to go do something in the bedroom and I'll be right back. We're on break now, right? Before
Mhm.
Ray. Yeah, okay.